Okay, guys. Okay. I am trying to come down from my cloud nine because y'all know today was a day, y'all. Woo! Welcome back to this live this week. I have so many questions for you guys. Like, you guys gave good afternoon. I mean, so many questions. I was like, I can't answer all these questions. I felt so bad. I'm like, they don't think I'm ignoring them. I'm like, Lord Jesus, I'm not trying to ignore these people. It was so many questions. So I figured, honestly, I said I was going to go live every week. So let's just do this, right? Let's answer all of the questions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm on cloud nine. We will talk about that because one thing we haven't discussed is how did I even find this job? Did they find me? What happened? I'm going to get into all of that. Okay. I'm going to let a few more people come in. Where y'all coming in from? I had a one-on-one this week and the lady was from Portugal. I'm in Southern California. I was like, oh my gosh. You forget how vast the internet is. Like, I'm on the phone with someone that lives in Portugal who is booking me for a UGC 101. I'm blown away. Blown away. San Diego, okay. SD, I see you. Okay, Georgia, Turks and Caicos. Girl, you on vacation. At this point, if you want Turks and Caicos, hey, Southern Cali. Okay, I got family out here, Southern Cali with me. Okay. Texas. Oh, you know what? We might be family. My husband and I were looking to buy another home, and we're looking at Texas, possibly even Washington, D.C. I don't know. We'll see. Northern Carolina. I'll be there this June. Canada. Okay. Wow. This is so amazing. I'm always amazed. It never gets old to really think that I'm touching people in their homes in different parts of the world and countries. Okay, guys. So, oh my God, from Europe. Okay, at this point, that's how I felt when the lady from Portugal was on a one-on-one. Okay, so let's just do some updates first and foremost. Hey, DC, look how, okay. So look, I know now that I know you in DC, let me say this. First of all, we're coming there in May, but it's going to be very quick turnaround. I'm literally just coming to look at properties, honestly. My husband might go to a graduation. I'm not. I'm going to go to the museum because I've never been, take my son and look at properties and then at least look at areas. And then from there, I can narrow down. I'm saying all that to say that I know it'll be too soon or too short of a time to maybe catch up or meet each other because we follow each other all the time on social media. But we're going to come back this year most likely. And when we do, we can make time to maybe grab something to eat for my DC people. Okay. And right now, for those who are wondering, I probably don't care. We're looking at, y'all can let me know if this is a horrible area because I've never been there. The Oxon Hill has some, they're like townhomes. They're going for like 7,500,000. 4-bedroom, I think like 4 levels. They're really nice from online. So if that's a good area, let me know. If not, tell me to run. But yes. Okay, Goldie. So I'll keep in the loop, Goldie. Okay, guys. So welcome back to another live. My goal is to come here weekly. I have so many questions. This is going to be more of a Q&A for you guys. So I'm going to go through my questions here. If one pops up on the screen, I'll go ahead and stop and we can just go back and forth from the screen to here, just so you guys are getting the most out of this. I do want to give you guys some housekeeping or some updates since I did get the UGC job. Y'all know I do one-on-ones. They're on sale today all the way until Monday. They're for Martin Luther King special. So instead of being $150, they're down to like $70 or $75. The thing is this. After Monday, I'm probably going to have to take them down because I don't think I can do one-on-ones and do the job. So if you're thinking about getting a one-on-one, you might want to book it because I might have to close those up. I don't know yet. I won't know until I see how much work I'm going to be doing. But from what I can tell, I have about 4 monthly contracts and that might really swamp me out. So I might have to close those up. In the meantime, though, what I'm going to do, because I'm not a gatekeeper, and I know that my purpose here is to make sure I'm giving you guys everything at a reasonable rate. I see people charging $200, $300, just craziness. So in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll do webinars. And so we will be just going through the UGC process step by step on webinars. So they'll be every 2 weeks. So if you guys want to jump onto those, you can. And those webinars will cover different things every 2 weeks. So the one that'll be next Friday, I believe, or in 2 weeks, one of those. It's in my store. It'll be just the beginning intro, and then we'll even go into editing, where I'll be doing a screen share. We'll be editing videos together. We'll be going through the contracts, all different types of things, because I can do screen shares at that point to show you guys more. So again, I might be closing up one-on-ones, but even so, I'll be going over to webinars. That way you guys don't miss out on information. Okay, so for those who just came in, I got the job, but also we're about to go through all of these questions that you guys gave me this week. And if you guys have questions, put them here, and then I'll just go back and forth. And for the next hour, I'm at your disposal. Let me help you. Let me serve you. Let me answer your questions. Use me as much as you can. You got me for a whole hour. Okay. So first question I've been getting this week is, do you need an LLC to do UGC? So the first and foremost answer is no. You do not need an LLC. This question came about because I have an LLC, and when I sign my contracts, which I'm going to be posting a day in the life tomorrow, I'm going to show you guys how I sign those contracts on my computer. I sign it as my LLC. So it says Manny's Mom Fitness. Okay. So you don't need an LLC. The reason why I have an LLC is because I did not just start this. I've been doing this since 2017. I've been getting paid for it since 2019. When I started in 2019, I did not have an LLC. Your girl was out here just making money online. Like, I don't know nothing about any, I am not technically savvy whatsoever. So it was like, hey, I'm gonna just making money. And I did that from 2019 to 2020. And then I got my LLC, I want to say in October or November of 2020. So pretty much for almost 18 months, your girl had no LLC. I don't believe that I needed one. My first year, I made $14,000. My second year, I definitely did need one. And this is at the end of the year, and I was at $139,000 the second year. And so I had to hire an accountant to go back and code all of that stuff. It was a mess. It cost me an arm and a leg, and I don't recommend it. So I'll say this. You don't need an LLC to get started. But I'm not a tax preparer. It's not legal advice. This is just what I would recommend for myself looking back. I definitely didn't need it my first year, but going into my second year, and I'll even say this. Once I noticed that my income in 2020 started going to $10,000 a month, you should have some type of LLC. Like, you're literally hitting $100,000 a year. You should have an LLC or something to protect yourself. And I recommend an LLC for myself. Can't give y'all advice. It just protects you from lawsuits, which I will have a post this weekend. There was another product, Olaplex, is being sued because people saw different videos from Olaplex. They bought the Olaplex, and after buying the Olaplex, after watching the UGC videos, they saw all of the content, their hair is falling out. So I'm going to put a post up this weekend about that. And so people that sign contracts that indemnified can be on the hook and possibly get sued. Since I signed mine with my LLC, I personally could not get sued. They could sue my business, but all of my personal assets, my personal money could never be touched. And that's why I do have one, and that's why I do sign as my LLC. Okay, so let me see what I missed so far. And let me know if that was clear for you guys for question number 1. Email, it's best to email brands or look leads on Twitter, TikTok. Okay, that's a good one. Let's get into that one. Okay, so do you think it's best to email brands or look for leads on Twitter and TikTok? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I hate emailing. I hate emailing. If I'm emailing, it's because I have no deals coming in. That's my last resort. Not going to lie to you. And I'll be even more honest. It's rare that I have to email nowadays. And I'll say this, because more brands are learning about UGC. Not because I'm better or my content's that great. No. More brands are learning about UGC. So to give you my process, I find brands. I either find them on Amazon. I go to thingstesting.com. I think I told you guys that last time. And I find these brands. And once I find a brand, let's say on Amazon or Things Texting, I even use Shark Tank. Okay. I take these brands and I put them into Instagram to see if they have an Instagram. I'm looking to see if they have anywhere from 10,000 to 50,000 followers. Maybe even 100. I don't go past 100. I'm looking for that because if you have that many, you should have a marketing budget. From there, I then take that same name. Let's say they come up and they do have an Instagram and it's 15,000. Perfect. I take their name. I take it over to TikTok to see if they have a TikTok, because if they don't have one, I'm going to pitch them. Hey, I would love to create a TikTok for you. If they do have one, I'm going to type their name in. If it comes up, I'm also going to put the word ADS behind their username, ads, to see if they run TikTok ads. If they run TikTok ads, that means they got money. If they got money and they running ads, I can pitch them. And so I don't just go then and go pitch them. No. I don't have time to do each one like that. I go back to that Instagram. I take a screenshot, and in my phone, there's a folder that says UGC brands to pitch that I created. And they're just full of screenshots that I got from Amazon and from Instagram. So when I have an hour or two throughout my week, now I can go pitch those brands because I've already done the research. I know they meet my criteria. They have a certain amount of followers. They run ads. They have a TikTok, whatever it may be. They're now in the folder. Any ads that come up when I'm scrolling TikTok or Instagram, I also have folders on both platforms that say UGC brands to pitch. Because if you're running an ad and it came in front of me, that means you got money and I'm going to be there. Hey, you got money to spend and you hire so-and-so, you can hire me too. So I have a folder in both platforms as well. So when I have about an hour or two throughout the week, I do pitch that way. I don't pitch on Twitter, but what I do, oh, that sounds horrible. What you'll notice on Twitter, if you go check out my Twitter, you'll notice that every blue moon, I'll post about 4 videos. It'll be like 3 videos in a row, every day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You'll notice 3 to 4 days of just me posting videos and then no videos after that for a couple of weeks. That's because once I post those videos on Twitter, brands start to reach out to me. And that lasts me. That causes a residual effect. And so from there, once I post those videos back to back for like 3 or 4 days, I get inbounds. And I would say I would get inbounds for the next 3 weeks. And so I waited out when eventually at the first week, 3 to 4 a day. Or 3 or 4 a week, let me say that. And then it goes down to like 2 a week, then 1 a week. And then here we are this week. I've had maybe 1 this week. And honestly, I don't want to call it 1 because talk to them in December. So you're not really new. So keep that in mind, that if you're looking, a best way to pitch brands would be Instagram DMs. That's how I find them. And then for inbounds, just post your content on Twitter. I use the hashtag UGC community, UGC example. And once I do that for at least 3 to 4 days in a row, not just once, I post videos consistently for 3 to 4 days, I get inbounds. And you're going to notice that within the next couple of days because I haven't gotten the inbound. So I'm going to record content this weekend, and probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you're like, oh, she really is posting videos back to back to back. Yep, because after I post these, I'll get inbounds. Okay. Hold on, I'm missing them. I'm trying to go back. Let me go back. Okay. What LLC should we be signing contracts with? Without an LLC, should we be signing contracts? Yes. That's totally fine. You do not have to have an LLC to do UGC. So if you're signing these contracts with your full name, that is 1,000% okay. I have done it. Trust and believe. because I was torn when I first came over if I wanted it to fall under everything. Talk to my accountant, and now I do. But yes, I've done it numerous times, so it's perfectly fine. Again, because you don't have to have an LLC to do UGC. You are a freelance creator at that point. You just need to decide, when am I going to get one, so that way I'm covered and I'm separating myself in case anything ever happens. And again, I personally wouldn't get one if I wasn't making a certain amount. Like if I'm not making, I want to say 100,000, but I would say 70,000 a year, I would probably just do a DBA. That's just me, not legal advice, just me personally, because it does cost money to keep up with a lot of different things. Okay, before I answer the next one on there, let me get here because you guys did ask these. Okay. A lady had me look over her social media and her portfolio, and I just want to give you these things that I gave her this week. She didn't have an email in her bio. Like, how are you going to get inbounds if you don't have an email? And she told me it's because my email's on my portfolio. I said, you really think brands click on your portfolio? And she was like, yeah. Ain't that why we got it in the link in our bio? And so I had to let her know, most of the brands that find me via inbound, they don't look at my portfolio. Like, I've been hired to do UGC. Probably 80%, if not 70%. Of people that have hired me to do UGC has not seen my portfolio, has never seen my portfolio. Never. And it's linked. And they found me online. And so here's the thing. When I've asked brands how they find me, or they'll mention how they found me, they are searching on Twitter. And when I come up, because my name is optimized, I have UGC in my bio and in my name, or in my bio. That's optimized. I'm using the hashtags. When they type in UGC creator and I come up, or UGC and I come up, they go to my media tab on Twitter and they just watch my videos. From there, they look to see if my name is in my bio and they send me an email. That's it. Never open my portfolio. Never. So if you think they're going to find you with your email from opening your portfolio, baby, some of these brands are so busy. They just need creators. I don't have time to open your portfolio and go through everything. Now, when you email them, that's a different story. But when they're scrolling looking for creators, they don't always have time to open those portfolios. So please put your email in your bio. Okay. Make sure your name is optimized on social media. Make sure you're using your hashtags like UGC community, UGC example, to really start to get inbounds. Okay. I'll go back here. Let's take a question from here. Would I need a financial advisor when starting UGC? No, you do not. Again, my first year I made $14,000 and I used an Excel doc. That was it. That's how I managed all the money that came in versus all the money I spent and what I spent it on. Excel will work fine. You don't need an advisor. And mind you, I don't have a financial advisor. I have an accountant that y'all already know if y'all see me on Twitter. We bump heads all the time. And it's been like this for years. But he's so detail oriented. He's so honest. He's trustworthy. He's just by the book. And I want him to be by the book. But it's like it's a lot. It's a lot. And I feel like as a creator, you can write off so many different things. I have to always bump heads with him on what I want him to write off. And he'll tell me, well, I don't feel comfortable. And it's like such a catch-22 because he's a good person. And I really trust him with everything. Like, great guy. But I think I need an accountant that is for creators and freelancers in social media to really start to save, because my tax bills are horrible. Keep that in mind. When you think about a lot of money, taxes are even worse. Okay, let's see here. The site I think we're talking about was, let me make sure before I lie to you, because I want to say it's things testing or it's testing things. So let me actually just go on Siri right quick. Give me 1 second, because I don't want to lie to y'all. And y'all be like, Crystal sent this here and it's not real. Give me 1 second. Close. Okay. Things testing. Yep. So it's thingstesting.com. And when you go here, this is why we're going to webinars, because this is not the life right here. Me showing y'all all this. This ain't it. This is horrible. But when you go here, you can actually pick different categories like clothing. You can actually put filters in place. Like, let's see if I can actually click that for y'all. Filters. So you can actually pick women-owned, black-owned, cruelty-free, LGBTQI, I don't know the letters, and all of that. So I like it. I do not apply through there. That is for, they're not paying money. They are asking you to test their items. Again, just like I said with Amazon, I find the brands, I take it to Instagram, and then I check to see if they have followers. I still take it to TikTok to see if they're running ads and so forth. And then I pitch them via DM on Instagram. I do not use this app or this site. I just use it to find a brand. I don't use the app. I don't know. They're not paying. They don't got no money on this. They want you to work for free. Don't do it. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss nothing, y'all. When in your journey did you feel you were qualified enough to decide this was your path? Wow, that's a good one. When I say it's a good one, it's because I'd be like, dang, they want me to cry. I'm not gonna cry on this. I'm not gonna cry. Okay, when in your journey did you feel you were qualified enough to decide this was your path? So, okay. So for those who don't know, some probably do. I started my original business online was called Manny's Mom, is called Manny's Mom Fitness. It's actually still up and running. I still make money from it. Manny's Mom Fitness on Instagram. That was the first business I launched. I worked in HR, and I kept, first and foremost, I kept saying, I need more money. I need more money. And I got that job. It was a bump. It was like they put me to $62,000 a year. I was making 40. So I was like, this is amazing. This is my prayers are answered. Well, it wasn't the job. It was me. So I hired a budget coach because got the bump in money, still was robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay. So the budget coach worked with me, taught me how to balance, save money and everything. After we did my budget, come to find out, she's like, honestly, with how much debt you have, I was in college for 15 years trying to get a 4-year degree. She was like, well, how much debt you have and how much you make. And I was a single mom. And I lived in a very nice area. I lived in Irvine, California. It's a very affluent area, very wealthy. I couldn't afford private school, so I figured I would live in a neighborhood that was well off so my son could get a great education. She's like, you're going to need more money. Like, if you want to pay this debt, you need more money. As a single mom, I'm thinking, I can't get a second job. What am I going to do? I said, okay, well, maybe I can sell stuff online, right? Like, cool. So I started online. I started just posting online. This is 2017, 2018. 2018, started posting. People kept saying, what are you doing? What are your workout plans? What are you doing? Sell us the plan. And I knew I should have launched, but I couldn't because I was too afraid. So I waited about 10 months. I didn't end up launching and selling until May of 2019. I launched the store and I made $3,000 my first month. Okay. I want to tell you guys this. My product, I'm not lying to you, was a Word doc. That's it. I created a Word doc and I made $3,000. I hope that sticks for somebody. People will pay you for what you know, period. To the point when I met my husband and he saw what I was selling, he was like, people buy this from you? I was like, yeah, I'm making at that point I was making like $900 a month consistently. I'm like, yeah, I'm making like $900 on the side. Like, he couldn't believe it. He was flabbergasted. He was like, I can't believe this is selling. Like, this is trash. That's how he's a graphic designer. He's an architect, an architecture designer. So of course for him, he was like, this is horrible. He's like, can I make this over for you? But he couldn't believe people were buying it from me. People didn't care how it looked. So stop thinking it has to be pretty, because it doesn't have to be pretty. Does it work? And that's what I kept telling him. I said, yeah, it don't look great because I don't know how to do anything. All I know how to do is a Word doc. I work in HR, Excel and Word docs. That's all I got for you. Barely PowerPoint presentations. And so I used my skills that I had and I put it online. I went to, what is it called, y'all? It's not Shopify. That was my second store. Squarespace. I started on Squarespace and I watched a YouTube video that walked me through. That's why now I create YouTube videos that walk you guys through step by step, because that's how I got started. I didn't know how to do anything online. So the video walked me through step by step how to set everything up. And so I figured later on in life, this is what I want. I want to be the resource that I needed when I needed money. So started online, started making money, and I paid off all of my debt. It took me 18 months, paid off my debt. Okay, cool. After I paid off my debt, I didn't want to do it anymore. It felt like work. It felt, when I sat back and looked at my life, I was like, okay, I'm making videos. This is the part that I like. I love making videos. The videos I post then drive sales to the stores. And at this point, I had 2 stores, working on my third. Well, my third wasn't a store. It was a real estate. It is a real estate development company. So I'm working on my third business and I'm like, this ain't for me. And I said, well, but it pays my bills. At this point, I quit my job. You know, I'm making all this money. And I had to sit down with myself and I prayed and I was like, okay, God, what do you want for me? Because at this point in my life, I'm not happy. I have the most money I've ever had in my entire life. See, this is why I didn't want to say the story. And I'm unhappy. I have the most amazing husband. I've never been in a good relationship. I've been in toxic relationship after toxic relationship. I have a man of God that was willing to wait for me. Like we were celibate. Like we did it, you know, like, God, what do you want from me? Because you've given me, I had a great job at HR. That was the best company I ever worked for. Now I have my business. I'm making all this money and I'm not happy. And so working with God, it came down to, at the end of the day, I'm not happy because at the end of the day, I'm not doing what he wants me to do and what I want to do. I want to impact people. I want more of a legacy than I do wealth. If wealth comes, great. But I want to know that when I leave this world, that my footprint was made, that I left people better than where I found them, that I financially changed people's lives the way my life was changed. And I gave them hope to believe that it's possible for them. Because I didn't have a degree when I started this. I finished my degree after I started my business. When I started this business, I had no degree, nothing. And so if I can do it, you can do it. And so to answer your question, when did I feel I was qualified enough to decide this was my path? When I was willing to walk away from a business that makes $500,000 and say, okay, I'm going to let this go. I'm going to let this business go. Well, actually it was 2. I'm going to take the pieces that I like, which is content creation. That's the only part I liked about the job. I hate it. And if my employees are on this thing, I'm like, that's so wrong. I hated having employees. I hated running payroll for everybody. I didn't mind running payroll for myself. Okay. But it was just so much. I felt like I was working in my business and on my business every single day. And it took the fun out of just creating content. And so that's the only piece I liked. And so I said, God, how can I use this to bless you? How can I use this to bless other people? Because this is the only part I like. The money is great, but it's not great at the cost that it's costing me. And so from there, I tried to say, okay, well, I'll see if I can sell my content to brands. You know, it worked for me. It made me this much money. I'm sure brands will buy this type of content too. It didn't work. At first, when I first started, it didn't work. And so I went back to the drawing board and I said, okay, God, didn't work. How can I still follow this path? Just creating content. I don't want the other part. It's too much. And still make it work. And why didn't it work? And it was clear as day. And it's because you're still trying to use it. And that was it. I was making content, trying to pitch it to brands, and that wasn't it. And it was clear as day that I am supposed to help other women. That's it. Now, if brands work with me, great. If they don't, they don't. If I get paid, great. If I don't, I don't. That's not my goal. My goal is to make sure when I leave whoever I'm engaging with in regards to UGC and content creation, the part that I love so much, that they are able to start a journey as well and financially change the trajectory of their lives just as mine was changed. That's it. And then from there, I said, okay. So my first, almost 7 weeks, I didn't get a brand deal, but I was still helping because I know how to do it. I did it for myself. So I was still helping, making my YouTube videos. That's why at first I was coming out with a UGC course. My husband was like, okay, what's going on? When is it going to happen? When's going to happen? And I kept praying and I said, babe, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's what God wants for me. And I did a fast. And afterwards, it was clear. That's not what he wants. Like, I'm not supposed to be like other women that are in this industry. I'm not supposed to exploit the person that's trying to get into this industry and maximize off of what they have left in their bank account so I can tell them how to do. No, that's not who I am. What I am supposed to do is take all the information that would have been in that course and give it away for free. And so that's what my YouTube is for. And then as far as the one-on-ones, I charge for those. I charge very minimal just because it does take time away from my household. With the job, those will be going away, but I'll be doing webinars. And so I feel as if once I got to the point that I was able to walk away from so much money to finally be okay with knowing that if no one pays me, but I blessed someone else, I think that's when I can say I knew I was qualified to do this. When I was 100% content knowing that it was no longer about the money, but about the impact. Hopefully that wasn't too long, Ellie. I know I gave you a long answer. Y'all probably like, girl, you talk so much. This is why I do YouTube. Okay. How I feel. Okay. Hold on. Let's go back to this one because remember we already have questions here. So let me not forget these. Let's go back. We're gonna go back and forth to y'all questions in these. Okay. Another question I got was, let's see here. How did I find a job? Somebody was like, girl, where you find this job at that you about to be doing? Okay. Are y'all ready for this? Because y'all not gonna believe this. I found it on LinkedIn. So my husband one day, remember, if brands don't deal with me or give me money, it is what it is. I have to create my YouTube videos. I got to get you guys the content. I have to have a window availability. So if you guys need one-on-ones, so you guys can use me so I can serve you guys. And so he's like, that ain't consistent money all the time. I had put a post up one month. I think I made like 5,000. That was my first time. I can't even remember. In over a year or 18 months, I can't even remember, only making 4 figures. I can't tell you how long, but are you ready for this? I was probably my happiest. I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I only made 4. I can't believe it. So my husband was like, you know what, why don't you, since you love the content creation part, why don't you shoot for long-term contracts? And I'm like, nobody's going to pay me more than a month or 2 months or 3 months here and there. And he was like, why do you feel like that? I ignored him because he's an architect. I'm thinking like, boy, you don't know what you're talking about. Just stay in your lane. I'm going to do me. You do you. And then he sent me a screenshot from LinkedIn and it was like UGC creator. And I was like, contract. Because I can't go to nobody's office. I can't do a job. I have to make sure whatever I'm doing doesn't pull me too far away from where God wants me to go. So it cannot. And so I get on LinkedIn and I saw the job he sent me and I was like, okay, I'll apply. But then I was like, let me do a search. And I typed in just UGC. Then I typed in TikTok. And these jobs are coming up and I put remote I put all these different specifics. I ain't going to nobody's office. I can't be an employee. It's just not in me. I can't do it. And so it came up and I saw the job and I was like, oh, this looks really promising. Because one of the key aspects wasn't just creating content and writing scripts, which is what most of us UGC creators do. One of the key things was hiring other UGC creators. I told y'all I came from HR, right? And then I got to put this in here because I know my husband like, you shouldn't have said it. I'm going to say it. I will tell you this. I wanted to get into HR. I had no degree. Remember that. I didn't get a degree, so I got my business. Couldn't pay for it. It's a lot. It took me 15 years to get a 4-year degree. To work in HR as an HR manager, you needed a BA. I didn't have it. Well, or experience. So I have my son's daycare owner let me work there, get some experience, so I could have experience to get into HR. I say that to say, I'm sure you guys have family members. If you need a leg up in certain businesses, it doesn't hurt to go ask to see if you can work for them for a time period, even for free, just to get the experience you need so that you can get a leg up. Because this job that I just closed on, it was between me and 5 other candidates. They said what set me apart was I was the only one who had experience hiring people. The job that I didn't want, that I wanted to walk away from, because of that job, I qualified for this one. Like, don't knock the job you're at now. Even in my business, when I was running everything, I used so many things that I learned from my job. So just hang in there. If you don't like your job, I promise you those skill sets that you might not even see them as skills. Trust me, they are skills. You will use them later on. But I found it on LinkedIn, and what set me apart it came down to between me and it was 5-step process. It's like a 5-step process. I had to create a video for them, send it in, edit it. It was a lot of different steps. And the 5th step was between me and 5 other creators to meet with the COO. And he said what set me apart was that I had experience hiring. So their content could have been better than mine, probably. Because if you look, my portfolio is not like astounding. My content is cool, it does what it needs to do. Okay, that's what we will say. It does convert. But that was one of my biggest fears. Like, oh my God, these people are going to probably have better content than me, better portfolios. And when they told me that, I was like, here I am in my head thinking these people are going to have better X, Y, and Z. And it's like, even if they do, they don't have this. And what's for you will never miss you. So why are you worried about what other creators are going to have against you in regards to this position? If it's for you, it's going to be for you. If it's not, it's not. So just thought I'd give y'all that, because that was something I did deal with mentally. I was like, they might have better content than me. I did think that, and as a Black creator, I'm like, what if they don't want a Black creator and I'm getting my hopes up? I said that too. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Yeah. So, okay. So that's how I found the job. Okay. So now let me answer a question from here. Okay. I hit the question button. They just went away. Did they go away? No, don't be scared, Asia. Yes, oh my God, my pencils. Hold on. Yes, I'm scared no one will want my content. No, baby, they will want your content, okay? And I'm not sure how long you've been on this live, but we went over a website called Things Testing, where you can actually select Black-owned brands if you only want to work with those brands, to make you feel more confident. Because I will be honest, that is where I started, and that is my sweet space. I will be honest and tell you, Black creators don't get charged nothing like I charge everyone else. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is to the point my husband's like, at this point, you should just work for free. That's home for me. I know what it feels like trying to create. I remember not being able to find UGC creators, and that's why I started doing UGC for myself, for my own brands, when I was selling, because I couldn't afford a creator. So I had to do it myself. So someone will want your content, sweetheart. I promise you they do. Okay. So let's see, because y'all giving them to me today. Y'all ain't playing today. Y'all was like, you gonna answer these questions, Crystal. Okay. Send me the girls who just want clothes. Okay. Okay, you are so down to earth, but I'm glad. I'm so glad you found me too. I'm so glad you found me too. I was just about to say that. Nobody can stop you. That's right. They cannot. Okay. Okay. What do you say as a Black creator, since I don't? Hold on. I don't think I understand that. What did you say as a Black creator, since I don't? What's WOC much on their page? I think that's page. Can you clarify that for me? Nard D Photography. Okay. I'm getting gifted collabs, need to land. Okay. Let's talk about that. Getting gifted collabs, but you need to land some paid. Again, remember, I get inbounds once I post on Twitter. So if you feel like maybe you're pitching them and it's not working, go to Twitter. And when I was posting on Twitter, or when I post on Twitter, first of all, let me say this. Sometimes I create content for brands and I cannot showcase the content on Twitter or anywhere else. Like, that's part of the contract. So sometimes I will create content. My last videos on Twitter were of this thing called the Mia, and it's a, what is it? It's a massage heating pad. They didn't pay me for that. That was something my husband bought for me, literally bought for me because I have cramps. And I was like, well, I'm gonna just create content so I can have videos so that I can post on my Twitter, because I can't always post them on Twitter because I do sign different contracts. So if you're only getting gifted collabs, show up on Twitter and show what you can do. Take some of those, literally use days to just create videos for content and put it onto Twitter. Brands will, with the hashtags, brands will find you. They will find you. You just have to show up and be consistent. Like I said, I do about 3 to 4 days a week when I need inbounds, and I just post a video each day, and show up confidently. I don't show up like, hey guys, what do you think of this video I did? Can I have feedback? No, I show up like I know the video is already amazing. And I'll be like, okay guys, so I did A and B. Which one do you think is better? But show up confidently and post your work and use those hashtags, and they will find you for paid collabs. And then also those gifted collabs. Have you ever thought about creating the work that they're asking you to create for gifted collabs? And then creating another video, not just creating a video, going above and beyond, like above and beyond, like your best work, and then saying, hey, here's the gifted collab, but also I went ahead and created this video. Keep your watermark on there and be like, are you guys interested in buying this? I figured this could really convert into sales for you guys. Like, it's hard for a brand to walk away when a video is really good. That's why I keep saying, don't just create a video. Make sure it's like your best work. So when you do your gifted collab and be like, by the way, I created this as well. If they see that and they know that it could work in an ad and it can make them money and they just let it go, like, it's very rare. That means they probably ain't got no money. Let's see. Okay. Nina says she is pitching this week. I love it. 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 Let's see here. You got to let that fear go. UGC by, is it Hamada? You have to let that rejection go. That's one of my biggest regrets, is waiting almost 10 months to even launch. And then my first month making $3,000. This is not UGC, guys, so I want y'all to think this was my UGC journey. This was me creating UGC for my own personal brand, for my online store. I had to create the videos to drive the traffic to get the sales, okay? Not $3,000 when I first started like selling to brands, UGC, no. But yes, you can't be afraid of that rejection. It took me 10 months and I missed out on so much money because of fear. Like, what are you the question is this: what are you afraid of? Now, rejection I get. I'm not going to lie to you guys. My first month of pitching and getting rejected was hard. It wasn't the rejections that hurt. It was the ones that saw my Instagram DMs. Like, you see the seen button and you just said nothing. Like, that hurt. Especially when I pitched and I leveraged something along the lines of, I noticed that your TikTok content doesn't really showcase African-American skin color. I would love skin tones. I would love to use this on my skin tone, maybe in a day of the life, so it naturally fits in and feels very authentic and organic. And seeing that they saw that and then they ignore me. So not only did you ignore me, but you ignored the fact that you don't hire people that look like me. Like that, I think I was taking it very personal. And so my husband had to tell me to Q-tip, Q-T-I-P, quit taking it personal. He's like, go ahead and Q-tip it. Because I use Q-tips. And I think after the month, I kind of got over it. But that first month, I'm not going to lie to you, I was definitely, and I would say that what made it more frustrating and angry, and made me more angry, was knowing that I see people saying, I got a deal, I got this, I got that. And they didn't look like me. So it's like, okay, so it really is because these brands don't care about being diverse. They don't care about inclusion. So definitely did frustrate me, but I'll tell you this, eventually you will find those brands that do care, and you have to be grateful for the ones that did ignore you and did reject you, even when you do include race and trying to get them to be diverse, because why would you want to work with somebody like that anyway? Right? So it just showed me who they were. And best believe in my mind, I'm thinking one day I'm going to blow up. One day my name's going to be big. One day you're going to want me to do your product. And when you do, I'm going to see this DM. And remember, you left me on red. And it was on red after mentioning that you needed more inclusion and diversity. So, oh yeah, you would never work with me. So just keep that in mind and ask yourself, what are you really afraid of? Are you afraid of money? Because that's what you're missing out on. Are you afraid of getting paid? And is your fear gonna pay your bills? Something to think about. Because, girl, you gotta let it go. I saw something. Okay, I'm trying to get all these questions. Hold on, y'all. I feel the same way. Rejection is hard. It only seems to be for the same old people. I don't understand. What do you mean by it seems to be for the same old people? Because I know a lot of older women. I have a lot of people that do one-on-ones that are older that are doing really well. That don't have even a. Oh yeah, yep. If they ain't got a person of color, why would you want to work with somebody like that? I don't want to be your token or your escape to finally having color. Like, you need to season that before you. I'm not finna season up your meat and be, oh, there's the seasoning. No, it should have been seasoned before I got there. Okay. Any other questions? Like, I'm about to go back to my list because I don't think I see any. Do you suggest creating a UGC TikTok? Okay, good question, because yes and no, depending on what you want. So here's the thing. I didn't create a UGC TikTok, and let me tell you why. I created multiple businesses, right? I have multiple online businesses. To do this, I had them on Instagram. So I have the fitness business. I think that's like at 75,000 followers. And then I have my business coaching, which is like at 35. And then I have my real estate development. Maybe it's very low. I say that to say this. After so many years on Instagram, I realized what works. Niching down works. Your account will grow. You'll notice that there's UGC creators that have surpassed me in followers altogether as far as coaching on their TikToks, because all they talk about is UGC. You niche down, you're going to grow. So if you want to grow your UGC TikTok, then yes, having just a particular UGC TikTok, if that's your ultimate goal, you will grow. Something I want to tell you though is this. Coaches get paid very little and they have very fewer opportunities when you want to go into brand deals. If you want to even go there, if you want to just do UGC, perfectly fine. And I noticed this, that even though I had these Instagrams with 75,000, 35,000, I wasn't getting brand deals. And here I am hustling and I'm tired and I'm trying to sell. And it's like, I'm not a salesperson. I just want to get paid for being me. Like, people don't want to just pay me for being me. And that wasn't the case because I only had niche down content. So now if a company that was, let's say, a platform like, it's a platform, let's say Gumroad, but that's not the one I want to use, reached out and said, hey, can you do an ad for us? Because I'm a coach, it would make sense. But I wasn't going to possibly get a brand deal from Dove or from Apple or I'm trying to think of just thing, or from a gaming, my son games. It just wasn't going to happen because I'm only in one particular niche. So to answer your question, do I suggest a UGC TikTok? If that's what you want to do forever, like if that's all you aspire to do is UGC TikTok, then yes, it'll help showcase your work. That's the lane you'll be in. You're going to grow so fast. But if you want anything more, like for example, my name is by Crystal Williams and I have UGC in my bio, but I don't have UGC in my name. Like I see UGC Hannah, UGC Billy. I don't have that because I know that by Crystal Williams is a bigger brand than UGC anything. because I'm going to do more things. You know, I've already had people pay me for UGC on YouTube and offered sponsorships for YouTube because I'm building that out. But I'm also talking about multiple different things. But my TikTok is going to grow slower than someone who's niched down into one topic like UGC. I talk about UGC. You're going to get God. You're going to get Day in My Life. You're going to get our vlogs. You're going to get a variety of different things. I have, I think, 4 or 5 pillars that I talk about on YouTube. And my TikTok this year will do even a better job at mirroring those 5 pillars. So that way you're getting faith, finances, which is making money outside of your 9 to 5, and content creation. You're getting lifestyle, you're getting travel. You guys are going to get all that. Those are the pillars that my YouTube have. That's what my TikTok will have. I'm going to grow slower, but brands will find me using Twitter, and they'll find me using my playlist that says UGC. I will miss out on more deals most likely because I'm not just one single page, but I won't get burnt out because I got burnt out just doing fitness and business and real estate. Like, I've built those pages up and I know what it feels like to build them up and then get burnt out because I'm not just one topic. There's so many facets of who I am, and I need to be able to create content in all different facets of who I am to feel authentic and to show up as my authentic self. That's just me. So decide on what you want. Do you want to grow and have a niche page and be known for UGC? Because you can do, that's what that one page will do. Or do you want to filter it in to different things and hopefully use Twitter and pitching to get the brands to see you and not just your TikTok? And then eventually have just a playlist for UGC. Like, that's what I did. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay. Okay, I'm looking for more questions. I feel the same way. Rejection is hard. Okay. Why do brands pay for UGC if other creators create? If other creators create... This is a great question. Okay. Makeup cap. I love it. Let me tell you why. I should just pull it up on here. Okay. So the reason why is this. I know what you're referencing. The question is this, guys. Why do brands pay for UGC if other creators create UGC for free? Basically. Here's the thing. Let's say me, my sister, and my mom go to the store, and let's say we all buy this off-market stylist. My sister makes a video of her day-to-day life. Like you said, other people create UGC for free. She records the day in her life. She's a teacher, and she says, yeah, you know, I'm putting together my lesson plan. I got my new stylist. I'm loving it. I got it on sale, yada, yada, yada. And it's helping me come up with my lesson plan easier. And she puts that on her social media for free. My mom got the same stylist as well. She's showing, one day she records herself just using the stylist at work. Social worker. She's just using it, and she doesn't mention it, but she just uses it in her video that she posts a day in her life while she's doing social work. Maybe the hashtag, the name of the stylist. Okay, that was free. How many sales do you think my sister and my mom drove for that brand? Probably none, because they showed the product, but maybe it worked. My sister's maybe, because she's a teacher, but maybe not. But baby, when I create it, I'm going to create a video that's probably aesthetically pleasing. It's going to go to a perfect beaded sound. And I'm going to make sure I point out the value props. I'm going to actually point out the pain points first and come on here and be like, being able to write on my iPad. Something of those nature, something along that line. I finally got tired of not being able to organize my work in GoodNotes. Something along the lines of a pain point that I have that most people who obviously need a stylist have. And I finally gave in. Now, I couldn't go to Apple. I couldn't do the Apple price. It cost too much. But I got this off-market stylist, y'all, okay? And let me tell y'all something. I know Apple charges $100, but this was only $30. And look what it did. It's working without having to go to Apple. So you mean to tell me I didn't have to pay $100? I could just pay $30 and now my life is all organized? Like, y'all know y'all heard the reel where it says people that got an iPad got their life. I need an iPad. Guess what? I got the iPad and the stylus. Boom. That's the type of video I will create. Who gonna make the sales? Me, my mama, or my sister. So that's why they hire for UGC, is to hire a creator that is going to create a video that's going to feel organic. When you're scrolling, you're not going to even know it's an ad. But baby, that post, that video is going to make you feel like, I do have that issue. I do need to buy that. That changed her life. It could change my life. That's what my video is going to do versus my mom's and my sister's. Let me know if that helped you make up capital. Okay. Should I have a contract? Okay. Do you allow brands to use organic content forever? I actually do. If they want to put it on their page forever, they can have it forever. I don't stop them from using organic content. And for those who don't know, organic content is just, relatability. Good question. Good mention there. Good. I can't even think of the word. If organic content is when they pay me to make videos and it's only going to go on their social media platforms. That's organic content. They're not going to put any money behind it. It's never going to go make it to a website. There's no ads, nothing of that nature. They can have that forever on their page. Okay. How many pitches do you pitch a day? Honestly, let's talk about when I first started pitching. When I first started pitching, I was pitching up there like 10 and 20 pitches, sometimes 30, like a week. I wouldn't say a day because I didn't have that much time. Now I figured out that Twitter is my best friend. Posting my videos on Twitter will give me inbounds. Like, posting videos on Twitter will give you inbounds for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Like, it's not just a post on Twitter and you get one inbound. No, it's post on Twitter and show up and show your videos. Use the hashtags. You will get inbounds. Like, it just happens. It's never not happened. Let me say that. And you'll notice if you go to my videos, you're like, she did post 4 videos back to like in 3 days in a row. And then the next set of videos was 3 weeks before that. Like, I just post videos every 3 weeks because about 3 weeks is when they stop coming in, the emails, and I got to go post again. So today I'm not pitching as much because that's how I'm getting the traffic from Twitter. If I post on Twitter and don't get inbounds, I will pitch. And I'm not sure if you missed the first part of the video where I talked about how I have folders. And those folders are folders that say brands to pitch, how I found the brands, and I saved them to my photo gallery, or even on TikTok or Instagram. I'll just go through and just DM them and pitch maybe while I'm watching TV. I will do some third party like research behind everything. But so nowadays I probably say if I'm not getting inbounds, I may pitch 1 hour to 2 hours a week. And in that 1 to 2 hours, because I do customize everything, I may be able to pitch 5 to 10 brands in the week, in those 1 or 2 hours on that one day. I can't do it multiple days. I have monthly contracts now that take up a lot of my time for creating content. So hopefully that helps. Twitter though, y'all, I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on Twitter. Okay, what's an inbound? An inbound is an email that comes in inbox. Hey, I found you on Twitter. And I would love for you to create a video. This is why we got to do the webinars. Like, I'm telling y'all, this is why the webinar is going to be key, because I could do a screen share and just pull up the email so you guys can see what an inbound is. We can go through the editing process. We can go through the contract. We can go through these websites that I'm telling you about. So if you guys do not know, I will be doing webinars going forward because I got the UGC job. I don't know if I'll be able to do one-on-ones anymore. And so we'll just go step by step. Each webinar will cover the next facets of different things that you guys need, okay? So, and I'll be able to do screen shares and show you everything, answer the questions, and walk through and go past an hour. Okay, let's see. What if a brand emails you after you posted a video on their product? I've had this happen where they've emailed after I posted. They've also emailed me, and they reshared to my story, to their story. Sorry. Excuse me. The email was like, okay, we really love the content. We would love to know if we can post it to our page and if we can have rights to it. And so that does happen, and I did sell my content that way. I have had brands as well that would repost me to their story, but not to their page. And I use that as an opportunity to talk to them. Once they repost me, oh, we talking. We friends now. I'm going to slide in those DMs and say, hey, how you doing? I thank you for reposting my content to your story. I really appreciate it. I love your brand. I would love to create some UGC content for you. Who can I speak with regarding this opportunity? Just use that as an opportunity to get brands. That's how I got my first hotel deal with the Westin. Was I went there and stayed, and I paid my money, but I did UGC content throughout. I posted it, created a nice video. They reshared it. They also followed me back. And then from there, I asked for who can I speak with, because I would love to create more content like this, because I knew that I was going to be coming to Dallas about 5 times in the next year, and they gave me the contact so that our stays could be free in exchange for content. And then eventually it was exchange for content and money. But that's how you start off to even get their attention sometimes, is post something good and they'll reshare it, and that's your open opportunity to start talking. Somebody said, no, I need a one-on-one. Well, the Martin Luther King sale is on. I've reduced the price. Instead of $150, they're down to, I think, $70 or $75. That sale will be in place until Monday. Tuesday morning, once Martin Luther King Day is over, the sale is gone. And then I just got notice today that I got the job. They said that they'll be sending me paper and the contract and everything within the next couple of days. I'm assuming I'm not going to get that till next week. Once I get that paperwork, I'll know if I can still do one-on-ones, because I don't know what my time is going to look like. But if you want one now, it's on sale. Get it while it's up, because I do have to take it down probably soon based off of how much work I have. But the webinars will be here. The webinar is up as well. So if you can't afford the one-on-ones, webinars are going to be available. I'm going to be doing webinars every 2 weeks. So that way we can follow a plan. We'll have our set members that join every couple of weeks. And and anything that y'all say, Crystal, I'm not understanding this. I need a step-by-step. Like, I'm noticing in my one-on-ones, we talk about editing, but we don't get to go over editing. So in the webinars, I think we need to go over editing. Like, we need to open up CapCut, and we need to go through editing out an entire video for a brand. Okay. Why did you over influencing? I will be honest. I am Tanisha. I hope I said that correctly. I tried influencing and it didn't work. I started there first because I got tired of selling, and I was like, I don't want to sell. I just want to be me. Like, I want to show up online as myself. I don't want to do nothing else. I don't want to run nothing. No, I just want to make videos about what I want to make videos about and show up as myself. And even though I had the following, I did not have the engagement. So that is the thing. I did not have the engagement number. So what'll happen is you'll see people say, oh, Crystal, you have 75,000 followers on Instagram, but your engagement is really low. So you should be at, let's say, 10% or 15%. And because I didn't have the engagement, the offers that I was getting were very low. I'm talking about $100 a post. And I was just like, it should not be like this. Like, it can't be like this. And so influencing didn't work for me. And so I said, okay, well, then I'll go the UGC route, since I can't create videos and influence people, even though I have the following. I didn't have the engagement. Equipment would you recommend creators to purchase to start their UGC journey? So a career. I will tell you this. If you can't afford a ring light, use outside, but a ring light is definitely great. I had a one-on-one this week. I promise y'all, her video. So this is our second one-on-one. She books me like every month. And the first one, she didn't have her portfolio done and her videos done. So this one, she had her videos done, and the one video was perfect. At the end, when she slid the product in, it was so dark. Like, it was just like, where's the light? She's like, there's not much light here. And I'm like, yeah, this wouldn't work. Like if someone was doing, if a brand was hiring you to run an ad behind that, I don't think they would approve it. And so if you can't afford a ring light, then use outside. There's a lady, I don't remember her name, but she's on here. I scrolled one day and I saw her, and she literally records her UGC on her lawn grass. And I said, I can't be mad at you, sis. You got to get in where you fit in, okay? So lighting is very key, but if you cannot afford lighting, then go outside, please, because it will make or break your videos. The next thing is your phone. I used my phone. I've only had 3 brands ask me to use my DSLR that I have, and those people wanted me to create content for YouTube. I think that's why they wanted the DSLR, because I shot it horizontally. So other than that, your phone works great. I started off with an iPhone 11. I have a 13 now. I have a 13, but Pro, and I started off with an 11, but it wasn't a Pro. And that was me being cheap, because it was a write-off. I already had my business, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get an 11, but I don't want to spend that much money. And as I started doing content, I'm like, I should have just got the Pro. But it did still work. It still did its job. I still got deals. So a camera, a ring light, or some type of light. A tripod is great because you'll get better angles. But if you're just now starting and you don't have the money, you're going to have to prop that bad boy up on something and get your angles that way. But if you can get a tripod, get them. And I have all of this in my store. I have, in my link, I have an Amazon store. I have all the content creator essentials and backdrops, all those different things. But I don't want someone to get held up or pigeonholed thinking, well, I don't have those things, so I can't start. That's not true. It's not the case. And there's always a workaround if you can't get it. Like for backdrops, I think I spent what, $40 or $60 on those backdrops. I just saw somebody online. She went to the Dollar Tree, y'all. She got, you remember those science projects, and you had those boards, you had to do a science project, and they had 3 doors, like that. Well, they had 2 doors, like 2 sides, and then 1 middle. And the board, you know, and you have your science project. Well, she cut that. She cut the 2 pieces on the side. So she had 3 pieces now. 1 in the middle, 2 on the sides. And do you know, at the Dollar Tree, she found some wrapping paper that looked like fake brick and fake marble. And she pretty much just wrapped the boards. And those were her boards, less than $20. So even though I have the boards that I use in my Amazon, if you don't have the money, you can get boards from you can make yours from the Dollar Tree. So don't stop because you feel like you don't have the necessities, because there's always a workaround. Let's see here. I'm gonna do one more, guys, because I'm over my time here. I gotta pick my baby up from school. Okay, I don't think y'all even have any more up here. So I will add. Wait, no, you don't need an LLC to start making money. Let's see. Okay, hold on. The webinar is already in my bio. So if you go to my bio, and matter of fact, guys, I think I put it on sale because it's Martin Luther King weekend. I think I put it on sale for $47. If you use the code UGC, I think all caps, I think you get like another 10% off to book that webinar. But it's already in my bio, and I forget the date. So it's on a Friday night, like in a week or 2 weeks. I don't know. Sorry. But it's there, and it'll be there for the next couple of days. I think I put it up to 50 people max, because I just don't want it to be bombarded where we have so many questions and people don't get their questions in. So 50 seats max. If those sell out, maybe I'll go up. I don't know. But I don't want it to be, I don't want the people to spend money and not feel like they got their money's worth because they couldn't get their questions answered, you know? Okay. Yes, being afraid to succeed is definitely a thing, because I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard. Success is hard. I actually had a one-on-one this week, believe it or not. And she was like, this is hard. This is hard. And I said, you're so right. UGC is hard. And she was like, I'm not, she even said it. She was like, y'all be coming on here like it's so easy, and it's not. And I said, you're right. And I said, I will even be accountable to say, I think in the beginning, I gave that narrative. I definitely tried to help change that narrative. But a lot of us creators come on here like it's just so easy, and it's not. It can be really hard. You have to deal with rejection. You have to be your own worst critic to make sure, you know, you can take constructive criticism, that your work is good. You got to keep showing up even when you're not getting deals, even when people around you who don't look like you are getting deals. And you have to keep at it. And she was like, and then you have to make sure you're selling technically without selling. And so it is hard, and it's going to be hard, but you got this. You can do this. And being afraid of success is definitely a real thing. But I promise you, Will Smith said it, and I promise you he was right. The best things in life are on the other side of fear. I promise you. Because once I stopped being afraid, my life changed. Like, I'm not sure how many of y'all follow me and know, like if y'all on my YouTube or whatnot. Like, I was born to a mom who was on drugs. Like, I was a crack baby. Like, they gave me 7 days to live. Like, I grew up poor. I want y'all to understand this, okay? And I never imagined my life to be where it is today. Like, never. I wasn't supposed to make it. They gave me 7 days to live. When I came out of the hospital, my aunt raised me until my mom could get herself clean. Like, I lived in Watts. Like, I gave birth to a son at 23. I just knew then, okay, yeah, I'm definitely about to be the stereotype, right? Single mom, live in the hood, on welfare. I was on all those different things. Like, my life completely changed. Completely changed. Like, before my son, let's get to that. Before my son saved my life, I was sleeping in a car. I lived in my car for 7 months. That was my residence. My mom kicked me out. I had nowhere to go. I was sleeping in a car. Like, when I would get extra money, Motel 6 was my house. I showered at my gym. I had a job, but remember, I had poor money management skills. So I know success is scary, but I promise you, the life that I get to live, the life that I get to give my son, like, he will never have to experience those things unless he chooses to experience those things. On my dime, he should never have to experience those things. And I feel like if I didn't go this route, he would have just repeated the cycles that I repeated, because I just was repeating what everyone in my neighborhood in Watts was doing. So this is what we do. Get pregnant, you have kids, you drop out of college. I dropped out. That's what it was. So I know it's scary, but I promise you the best things for you in life are on the other side of fear. I promise you. Okay. Yes, my child, he saved my life. He's my blessing. He saved my life, because at that point it was like, I can't be a horrible parent, right? And I was on birth control when I got pregnant. So it was like one of those, like, wait, what? And I didn't want kids. Like, I actually signed up for the abortion and couldn't do it. I don't believe in them. And I was like, I got to really go through this. And I was in a toxic relationship, got a little verbal, got a little physical, and decided I was going to keep the baby. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back home, because I had left California to move with them. I said, I'm going to go back home. I started over. I moved in with my godparents. They let me stay in their room, me and my infant in their room. And I got a job making $14.90. I had a car. It was a 2003. I sold it maybe for $15,000. Can't remember. But I sold it so that I could stay home with him while he was a baby. So it let me stay home for 9 months. I was able to stretch that money plus the money from the county for 9 months. I used $1,000 of that money to go to the Goodwill. I bought a bucket. I'm talking about bucket. And that's how I got to the job, to and fro. And I had a job making $14.90. I worked my way up, and I made it from customer service into marketing. And that's where I learned marketing, at Verizon Wireless. And I wasn't supposed to be there because you had to have a degree, and I didn't have a degree. But after I applied and I pitched my way in, they was like, we have to hire you. Like, out of all the candidates, you get it. So don't tell me what you can't do. And I know it's scary, but the best things in life are on the other side of fear. You just got to believe in yourself. Have confidence. Okay. So I know I'm over here preaching to y'all now at this point. By the way, I have a whole Christian newsletter. Look, let me plug that. It's free and no money. I don't charge. And every Monday I send out a Christian newsletter, and I pretty much just go into, I break down the word and how it applies to my life, how you can apply it to your life. And it gets real personal up in there. Like, I don't sugarcoat. Like, I was telling one story about, it was talking about seek God first. And the example I gave them was how my son's father kidnapped my son. Like, I sent my son to him in Texas. And because I was going, the Verizon was going to close, right, y'all? They was going to close. They gave us notice in February. They were closing in May. I didn't pray about it, nothing. Didn't seek God first. I said, okay, they're going to pay me a severance. I'm going to save on childcare. I'm going to call him and say, hey, can I send him to you early versus the summers? He said, yeah. My son got there. Do you know, I couldn't hear from him. Like, he didn't answer my calls. And then the next call I got maybe 5 days later was like, yeah, since you're about to lose your job, you can't afford a kid. So I'm going to go ahead and take custody. So I had to fight in court, spend all that money I pre-calculated, all that money, I'm going to save this, save that, to fight in court, go get my baby, buy flights for myself out there, flights to get back home. Daycare is no longer available because they filled his spot. Like, it was a crazy thing. And this is what I'm talking about in the newsletter. And it all came down to, that was the moment. That was my aha moment of going forward in life. I have to include God. I can't just move without asking him. He has to direct my path. He has to direct my path. I have to always run it by him first. So those are the type of things we talk about in the newsletter, y'all. We take the word and we apply it to our lives, which is usually me talking about my life and then how y'all can apply it to your life. But it's a free newsletter, Christian newsletter that goes out on Monday. It's in my bio. Okay. Yes, we can definitely pray. Okay, Goldie. Me and Goldie about to be best friends, y'all. Y'all don't even know, okay? Let's pray like we do on Instagram, on YouTube, y'all, so we can go ahead and make sure this word is just settled and everything. I do offer one-on-ones, guys. Again, they are on sale right now, but maybe by next week I have to take them down because I did get the job and I don't know how much time I'm be able to do one-on-ones and do the job, but they're on sale from now until Monday for Martin Luther King Day. Okay. I'm going to close my eyes. I don't know if y'all close your eyes. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity that you continuously give me to show up and bless your children, God. I don't take it lightly. And I just thank you that you trust me enough to even put me in this position. I pray, God, that someone on this live, if not everyone, that the information that was given, that they actually take it, God. That I planted a seed, they actually water the seed. They actually take the information and they run with it. They don't walk, they run. Give them a sense of urgency, Heavenly Father. Ignite a fire, God. The time is now. Financial freedom can be theirs if they choose it, Heavenly Father. I just pray that you continue to speak that into their spirit this week. Continue to speak that as every time fear rises up, just continue to speak it. That financial freedom can be theirs. Everything can change for them financially if they continue to water the seed. Continue to let me continue to plant them, but let them continue to water it. Do not grow weary. Let them continue to run this race. And Heavenly Father, I just pray that you just continue to push them. Even when they don't want to go, get right behind them and push them, God. You know the plans that you have for them, God. Make them plain to them. Make them so they can see what you see, Heavenly Father. Maybe this will continue to push them. I pray that you continue to cover us this week, God, and that you continue to give us a desire to want more. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. I thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be doing these every single week. All the questions you guys want to ask, I'm at your disposal every single week. Ask them. Let me serve and help you. You guys have a great day. Bye, Goldie girl. That's my friend now, y'all. Bye, guys.